Near Bakhmut, end of March, distant, audible explosion. F-king snow, damn it. First charge. Yes.
Пока два.
They're the Russians. Pan fryers are causing us a lot of trouble, us F-king pans. But our Valkyria is just the best thing. But cannot scout with Mavics drones freely now. We are now waiting for our unmanned aerial vehicle to come back. We changed its battery, and then we will work our aim out. Fire. Two Russian drone operators are 300 wounded. So your two last shots hit the target. Oh, ain't I a good boy? I can sleep well tonight. What role does artillery partake in the Bakhmut direction? The key role, I would say. Artillery is the main damage dealer. We can be woken up to the alarm, and we have to destroy the target. We do a lot of suppressing fire jobs. That means if something is firing at our guys, we have to suppress it with our fire. Tanks, a GS-17 Soviet automatic grenade launcher, or machine guns. We suppress it all. For destruction, we do munition depots, hostile transport columns, personnel covered or open field. What is the biggest thing you have destroyed during this invasion? Destroyed? Yes. Viacheslav, senior battery officer. Munitions depots. For me, it's more important than destroying infantry or something. I'm not a big fan of killing people. I like destroying depots more than hardware. Even because depots are their supply. They will shoot it at us otherwise. It binds them, they have to think where to get more. This war now is an endurance race. The first one to run out of ammo loses. You are a professional army man? No, I was drafted, but had partial military education. When were you drafted? I was ordered to mobilize on March 2, 2022. 8 years ago. So I have an anniversary here. So you were with your brigade this whole year? Yes, but I had a short pause due to being wounded. But then I got back. Where were you wounded? It was near the village of Rozdolivka. Our battery was counter-fired. Our geodesist calculator, Yaroslav, was killed. And I was lucky. I got just a little scratch. So I was absent for 2 months in the summer. But I got back and I am with my squad now. Roman senior battery officer. I am a drafted officer. I was drafted, sent to qualification improvement for 2 months, and now I am here as senior battery officer. Where did you study? I studied psychology at Sumy National University, and there I also conducted military faculty. There was an artillery training center. What training do newly drafted people have now? It's great. Maybe it is just one case, but looking at Roman, I did not expect this level of training from a jacket, as we call non-professional officers. He will end his probation and will be working already. If you sign it, it could be sold at some auction for a hefty sum. Not now, but maybe later, it will become invaluable. Bohdan, artillerist, at the beginning of this war I was scared, but then got used to it. I see it all every single day. Even when I go to sleep, I sleep well, to the sound of it. Have you had a vacation? Yes, but a tragic one. My brother was killed in Solder. Was he a professional military? No, he conscripted at the very beginning and was sent to Solder. His commander did not want to let him go, but he had to accept it. And my brother was killed there. Hostile artillery got him. Our sister talked to him on a cell phone shortly before his death. He said to her, "We are being shelled. I'll call you back." And that was it. She was the last to talk to him. Then she received a letter to my name about his death. I was with my battery all the time, so I did not know. She sent me the photo of that letter. I showed it to my commander and left for vacation. Was he older than you? He was 34. This did not stop me. I'll hit them till I can. I cannot leave him unavenged. So you stay here. I will not give up. I want it to end as soon as possible and to go home. I got wife there.
Дуже багато, я думаю, в кожного бійця багато. Обстріли артилерійські саме страшний момент. Танк саме страшний.
Mykhailo, yesterday it was warm. It's the end of March. But here in Donbas steppes, it's snowing right now. It's very cold, and you are here on watch. How do you cope with it? Mykhailo, military serviceman of the anti-aircraft artillery unit. It's hard but manageable. Winter is over, and we got used to the cold. When there is work to do, you feel relatively warm. If you sit still, then you feel cold. But we have tea. This snow is unexpected. But we have warm insoles. What is your job here? Watching, mostly. The unmanned aerial vehicles fly low, sometimes, so we try to take them down. So when you see a drone, you try to shoot it down? Yes, if it is hostile, with machine guns or anti-air guns. Have you succeeded? Sure. What did you hit? Zala. It corrects the aim for Lancet. Fire. Nazar, commander of the anti-aircraft artillery unit. This is an anti-aircraft gun, Zu-22. It's multifunctional. Aircraft, light vehicles, personnel especially. It rips them from the bushes perfectly. It is rapid, around 600 shots per minute, 23 caliber. Armor-piercing incendiary ammo. Frags also. It is like an automatic grenade launcher, but fires rapidly, and I have 100 loads of ammo. Our goal is to prevent the enemy from reaching his goal.
це нормально, це наші.
Not even destroy him, but scare him. If the unmanned aerial vehicle can't drop the bomb and turns back, then I consider it my success. I prevented it from hitting our personnel. Can't say we hit a lot of them.
Якось так. Не можу похвалити, що ми там збили багато.
We encountered unmanned aerial vehicles mostly. In the first days of war we had a situation.
Там, де ми зустріли війну,
Su-22 was standing, and their bitch, I mean Su-jet fighter came in a location like this one. Ivan was interviewed there. I told him to aim at the valley. There was a crater, and it had sort of a cone entrance. He aimed and waited. It showed up. He took a few shots. They exploded right under the aircraft, and it rapidly turned back. We prevented it from accomplishing its task. But we had a second thought, whether it was hostile or friendly. Logistics and communication was poor then. Nowadays here, in the Bakhmut direction, how often do you take down drones? Once a week, a couple months. Look, I can speak for myself. In general, each day somebody hits something. I monitor these things as a commander. I communicate with other squads, my friends, or colleagues who are stationed in these lands. We share photo reports. Our goal is to prove we shot something down. And that is right. I can tell I hit something every day and hang a medal on my chest. But there is always someone with a camera like you. His job is to film the hit, to prove it to the command, so they can tell my guys hit this. So there is photo evidence of hostile and friendly unmanned aerial vehicles. We confuse them sometimes. What is the best weather for you? When it's partly cloudy and clouds go lower.
Коли така мінлива хмарність іде і нижчі хмари йдуть.
So they have to fly lower. It depends on the unmanned aerial vehicle type. Orlan can go high. I heard they stole road cameras in Sweden or wherever, and these cameras were used to make Russian drones Orlan. Not sure if that is true. So it can scout from high altitude. And always prefer to go lower in order to see better. So low clouds are best for us, and no wind. This is also good for them, and for us, the wind makes it difficult to hear. Well, now you can't hear anything here, even if Orlan will be in the air. You need perfect silence, and then you might. But on the other hand, their drones can't see you in this weather either, right? It also depends on the drone. There are small drones, and there are long-range drones. Like what? Forepost, yes. There are others. I just forgot what it's called. There are so damn many of them, so that can fly in this weather. However, because of the wind, because of the cold, they also for sure have more consumption if there are fuel engines. They have two-stroke engines, I think, in the buzzers. Anyway, they have a higher consumption flying against the wind. It turns out that the drone flies maybe not drastically, but less. And it's hard for it to, in this weather, what would it see from higher altitudes? These are the big strategic ones, yet they have cameras, thermal imagers. It can fly there in cloudy weather. Never mind the weather. And these, they're die drones, as we call them, not really capable. However, they do their job too. They do harm, and they do such serious harm. It's the war of drones, as they say.
Дронна війна зараз, як то кажуть. А я не спію.
Я так то кажу, Міша, але всі знаєте.
Vassal, driver mechanic. My role as a driver mechanic is to deliver the crew to a certain point, to maintain the vehicle in good working condition, and in case of something, to get crew out safely from this or that combat point to a secure place. What is the most difficult thing? Well, I guess at this moment to maintain it in good condition, because the weather is a little bit harsh. Mud everywhere. Additionally, the soil here, as you can see, it sticks quite well to the tracks. So when you drive every day and a little bit of sun comes in, it starts to dry out. So it turns into, well, plasticine, just plasticine, then dries up and becomes a little bit like concrete. This is Strela-10 based on the MT-LB chassis. From the 70s, old lady as we used to call it. Mykhailo, commander of the anti-aircraft unit. Yes, we work on air targets, any kind of targets. I mean planes, helicopters, drones, missiles, everything. We haven't downed any missiles yet. Would you like to? Yes, of course. We would like to see fewer missiles. To have no missiles here at all. To stop them hitting civilian cities. In general, is the concentration of air targets in the Bakhmut direction dense? Yes, dense. Very dense. Mostly drones. Quite a lot of them here. They're high and we don't spot them. When we did see them, we fired at them. How often do you shoot something down? Oh, well, once we hit 2 aerial targets during 1 week. That's the thing. But mostly there's all a Lancet. Drones fly. It's a loitering munition. Made in Russian Federation. There are a lot of them here. Is it difficult to spot and track them? In general, we are notified if a drone is noticed somewhere on the front line flying in our direction. We immediately get combat ready and observe. My crew consists of mobilized men. 3 mobilized people. Me, driver, mechanic, and gunner. Actually, we don't have many career military in our unit. But you don't have problems with morale and motivation. We don't have. Everyone here is fighting for their home. What have you shot down these days? Well, we have shot down Lancet's drones, mostly. Because at the moment, neither enemy helicopters nor jets are flying in. Now we mostly work on unmanned aerial vehicles. Like Lancet, Zala, Orlan, and all other kinds of enemy drones, which now they use to carry out reconnaissance, and they would like to detect our hardware in order to destroy it. Any kind of hardware, whether tanks or artillery systems, I mean self-propelled ones. And our task is to localize and destroy them. But no matter whether you're tired or not, you call. Home, speak with your family, with your child. So what kind of war weariness there can be? We are here to stop Russians from coming to our houses. Somebody has to do this. Carry out this task. If we all will stay at home. For what? To wait for the enemy on your doorstep. If enemy comes there, you will not be able to do anything. So we need to hold off the enemy here and repel enemy attacks as far from home as possible, so the enemy will not come to our houses. It depends on the officers. Wife presented it to me. Your wife? Yes, my wife. Alexei, anti-aircraft vehicle gunner. She asked me what would I want as a birthday present. I want a souvenir cocaine as a keepsake. Kind of an amulet. And you always wear it? Yes, I do. Some kind of a small amulet for me. Let it be. Where are you from? I was born in Kherson region. I will not say the village name. Kherson region. Lived under Russian occupation for 5 months. Then we moved out from there. Adapted to the new conditions for a while, and then I joined the armed forces of Ukraine. So you're from Kherson region, and your native village is occupied by Russians now. And also you said that you'd like your brigade to be moved to the Kherson direction. Did you? That would be nice. If it was so, it would be great. Really good. You want to liberate your village. Yes. It would be quite symbolic. To get there. Well, yeah, that would be great. I even carry a flag specially for this occasion. Really? To raise it over the school or village council. I'll find the good spot. The main thing is to liberate village. Strela-10 is quite an old Soviet system. Yes. Mykhailo, commander of the anti-aircraft unit, short-range air-to-surface systems made in 1970s, 1980s. But the upgrades were made closer to the 1990s. In this war, these systems are performing quite well, but we clearly see that these systems are obsolete. We need to substitute them. Though we hit the targets, lesser drones, jets, and missiles that it used to be. What would you like to armed equipped with? I like Gepard anti-aircraft gun. I wish to try to work on one of the Gepards. With the help of Gepard, it would be more likely to shoot down enemy drones and cruise missiles. Because the Gepards have search and tracking radar, air defense plays a very important part. Because this war is modern, not like World War II, not even like the wars 10 years ago. Aviation and unmanned aerial vehicles play a huge and important part. They gather the intel what is happening on the enemy's territory. Without intel, it's hard to find the artillery of the enemy, places where they station their harbor, concentration of personnel. Unmanned aerial vehicles play this important part. The same is true for the enemy. Without their unmanned aerial vehicles, it's hard for them to conduct offensives. That is why we are needed to destroy enemy unmanned aerial vehicles. Where are you from? I'm from the Luhansk region, from the Bilohorivka village. And you lived under Russian occupation for some time in 2014, yes. How old were you back then? 14 years old. What happened to you next? On the 24th of July, Ukrainian military liberated our community, my home village and Lysychansk. Ukrainian forces established in the region, so the usual life went on. I studied, and in that time, I decided to be a career military. After graduating from high school, I entered the Ivan Khan National Air Force University in Kharkiv. I'm a man who loves righteousness. And there was nothing fair in the actions of Russian Federation back then and is now. I want to fight with the unfair things. I'm doing my best to get it over with as soon as possible. Journalist Diana Busko, camera and editing Dmitro Honcher, editor Alexander Nazarov, producer Kostin Nekiparenko, driver Ihor Andriyashchenko.